Hello, it's Rob at Small Urban Garden UK, and it's a bit stormy outside today, so it's not really good for gardening outside. So what I've been doing is I've been having a look at my seed collection. I've been through them all, sorting them all out, so I thought I'd show you 10 things that I'm looking forward to planting this year. Okay, so number one is tomatoes. I've got some here that I grew last year, cherry-sized ones, super sweet 100s, and when we first started gardening at this house, I got a couple of tomato plants, and ever since then, I think we're in this will be my third year now. I've been hooked on growing them for some reason. I just really enjoy it. Last year I got quite a good crop of these, so I'm going to give them another go. I had quite a lot of splitting last year, so the challenge this year is going to keep a regular moisture content. I think I'll plant them out the front this year in a couple of containers, just have 2 plants. And we'll see how we get on with them. Quite excited about that. Number 2 is Dahlia, or Dahlia. You say Dahlia, I say Dahlia. I've got 3 types here. A decorative Seattle one in yellow and white. I've got a Cactus Jura one. Looks good. It's a sort of white one with pitty pink edges. And I've got a pom-pom snowflake in all white. And nice and cheap, £1 each. So I thought I'd try and make a little display in a container. Don't really want to pop them in the ground, although I could do. One of the advantages of having a small garden is I can lift up tender plants with not too much trouble and store them away. So hopefully I'll find an appropriate container from soon, and then when the risk of any frost has passed, we're going to pop them in probably after March, mid-March, something like that. We'll hopefully have a fantastic display from those. Number 3 is Samina Lobata. It's a climber. It says easy to grow on it. I didn't have so much success with it last year, but I got it a little bit late in the growing season. I started the seeds off inside, and then when I transferred the small plants outside, I didn't really harden them off well enough, and they suffered pretty badly. I managed to get 1 set of flowers off of 1 plant. This year I've got some different tactics to try and be more successful, and we'll see if we can cover a fence panel with these beautiful 3-coloured flowers here. Number 4 is sunflowers. A bit like the tomatoes for me, this one. I can't really resist growing them. This one's called Giant Single. I got a pretty big one last year. I'm interested to see how tall I can get them again this year. Not much to say. Bit of fun. Really looking forward to growing them. Number 5 is some gladioli. Certainly remember them from my childhood. I only ever really saw them in reds and yellows in the gardens of the 80s. And so I've got some here, and then called Lakeland, a sort of purple and white flower. I'm going to have a go with them. I mean, they should look great if I can get some tall flowers growing off of that. I don't mind doing a bit of cut flowers as well, so always nice to bring some inside if you've got a few extra. That is not going to spoil your display. And also a fan of the Smiths, so I can pretend I'm Morrissey. Number 6 is climbing beans. I've got 2 varieties here. I've got the runner bean, prize winner stringless, and I've got a climbing bean, Blue Lake. And because we've got a lot of fences in the garden around all the edges, we need to try and cover them up. So I thought climbing beans produce some nice flowers, easy to grow, should cover up the fences nicely, and also just get a few beans out of it as well to eat. And I'm a big fan of trying to mix in a few crops to go with the flowers. So we'll pop these in and also put some nitrogen back into the soil. Number 7, Cosmos Picotee. I grew a lot of Cosmos last year just to fill up the new borders with some annual flowers. And these were my favourite, and the reason I liked them was they flowered so heavily and for so long, and also the plants themselves were not too bulky. The other mixed Cosmos I grew sort of took over the entire border, and they were a little bit large. These are a little bit daintier, and I think I'm going to intersperse them in and amongst the other flowers that I've got for my displays. And yeah, easy to grow, and should get some great flowers out of them. Number 8. Back onto the vegetable side of things, I've got some Chard Bright Lights with a beautiful, strong, different stem colours, and I grew a few of these in a container last year, mainly for display, but we did eat the chard as well. It was really tasty with a bit of garlic, and I'm going to put some in this year, but I think what I'm going to do is put them in closer towards the front of the borders, and on at least two sides, and then we should get a nice colourful display, and also maybe a little bit more for us to eat as well. Number 9 is Morning Glory, Heavenly Blue. When I brought my runner beans, got 2 packs of those. The cheapest pack of seeds third came free, so I thought I'd better get these. Some more climbers to try and cover the fences. Morning Glory, what else is to be said? Beautiful flowers, should grow nice and rampantly. Looking forward to planting them, and hopefully they'll work out great. Number 10, and the last of the plants I'm going to show you today, is some Calla lilies. I've got 3 in here. Xanthodecia mixed. So mixed, probably all end up being the same colour, but hopefully they'll be mixed. And I often see these out in the shops as little displays and in the garden centre. I always think they're such a beautiful flower, and we should be able to hopefully get some going in our garden. It says you can grow them out of a pond, which would be exciting. We haven't got a pond, but it does mean that maybe we can put them in a damper area. They are tender in the winter, and yet again we're going to have to lift them, but like I've said, having a small garden, one of the advantages, we can lift these things and get them stored without too much extra work. So I'm really hoping we can get some flowers from this. This is probably the thing I'm most excited about this year, and I hope you've enjoyed the plants that we've looked at today. Hopefully the weather will get a little bit better so we can get back outside. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe.